Paul Phoenix, the self-proclaimed toughest fighter in the universe. Paul entered the previous tournament to go head-to-head with Kazuya Mishima, someone he hadn't fought in 20 years. But he had to get through someone first. Not Kuma again. Kuma was tough. Paul got careless for one instant, and Kuma floored him. It's time to start all over again, says Paul. 2 months later, Paul is ready for the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. I am the toughest fighter in the universe, screams Paul. Martial Law, the fighting chef. After his restaurant failed, Law tried to revive his career in the previous tournament. He failed at that, too. Law, now penniless, stayed in Japan to work as a dishwasher. A month later, his wife called him. Their runaway son was in an accident, riding around on Paul Phoenix's bike. Faced with his son's mountain of medical bills, Law prepares to enter the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. Lei Wulong, a Hong Kong police detective. Lei became famous after breaking up the syndicate in the previous tournament. Once home, Lei begins looking into who is destroying dojos throughout China. Many of Lei's close friends have been attacked, so he had to do something. He devoted himself to finding the person responsible, but the suspect disappeared. Lei hears of similar crimes in Japan. The next likely target, the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. Now's his chance. King, a wrestler with the spirit of two champions. After beating Craig Marduk, he followed Marduk to the hospital to kill him. Then he realized revenge was not the answer. Later, King heard Marduk challenged him to a rematch wearing the Black Jaguar's mask. I won't let him disgrace my master, says King. They will settle their score in the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. Yoshimitsu, a ninja helping the poor. While breaking into the Mishima Zaibatsu's vault, he found an injured Brian Fury and helped him escape. month later, when Yoshimitsu visited Dr. Boskanovich's lab, he found his comrades dead. This was Brian's thanks. He'll pay for what he's done, says Yoshimitsu. Learning Brian will fight in the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5, Yoshimitsu sharpens his sword and enters the fray. Nina Williams, an assassin with no memory of her past. The syndicate told Nina that Steve Fox was her own son, but Nina felt nothing. Later, the syndicate fell and left Nina with no purpose. She decided to meet her sister Anna to try to recover her past. But the moment she saw Anna, everything came rushing back. Now it's on. They fought for days. In the end, the sisters agreed to settle their rivalry in the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. Hwoarang, Jin Kazama's rival. Near the end of the previous tournament, the Korean military arrested Hwoarang. At the Korean embassy, a man claiming to be the ambassador passed him a letter. "I've received this letter for you from the military. Take a look." Hwoarang couldn't believe his eyes. "Get me out of here now," says Hwoarang. Next day, Hwoarang flew to Korea to complete his training. Now done with his military service, Hwoarang is ready to finish Jin Kazama. Ling Xiaoyu, out to save the Mishima Zaibatsu. She learned the Zaibatsu's troubled history after Yoshimitsu rescued her. Xiaoyu felt it all began when Heihachi threw Kazuya into a ravine. She cried when she heard of Heihachi's death. "If only I could turn back time," says Xiaoyu. Around then, a scientist told her he could create a time machine for a price. She opens her invitation to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. With the prize money, she could make everything right. Christy Montero, the granddaughter of a legendary capoeira master. Her grandfather was finally released from prison, but he had become very weak. This was not the grandfather she knew. She rushed him to a hospital. She was told that he was terminally ill. but a cure might be possible with technology from the Mishima Zaibatsu. A week later, Christy enters the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5 to find a cure for her grandfather. Eddie Gordo, a legendary capoeira prodigy. Eddie's master was set to be free after a long prison sentence. However, his master had become a frail old man. This was not the master he once knew. Eddie had his master hospitalized. He was told that his master was terminally ill, but a cure might be possible with technology from the Mishima Zaibatsu. A week later, Eddie enters the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5 to find a cure for his master. Jin Kazama, a child of destiny. After fighting Kazuya and Heihachi, an evil spirit welled up within Jin. Awakened by an unknown voice, Jin looked around at a forest completely destroyed, and he knew he was the one who did it. Returning to Yakushima, Jin was plagued by nightmares, triggering the devil gene. If this keeps eating away at me, I don't know how long I can hold on, says Jin. Jin sets out on a journey to end this evil, with destiny as his only guide. Julia Chang, a researcher trying to save the world's forests. She failed to retrieve her lost data in the previous tournament. As hard as she tried to continue her research, she still needed her old data. Then, Julia received a mysterious letter with an invitation to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. Julia joins the fight with her dreams on the line. Kuma, Heihachi Mishima's ever-loyal pet. Kuma finally defeated Paul in the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. However, Heihachi was dead. Kuma was lost without Heihachi. Then he learned that the Mishima Zaibatsu was in chaos. He knew what he had to do. I'll save the Zaibatsu. By the time Kuma reached headquarters, someone had already taken control. Kuma was forced back to the mountains. For Heihachi and the Zaibatsu, he enters the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. Panda, Ling Xiaoyu's pet bodyguard. Xiaoyu was very depressed after the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. Panda thought long and hard about how she could make her happy again. Panda figured that if she could find Jin Kazama, Xiaoyu would be happy again. She searched high and low for Jin, but to no avail. One day, Xiaoyu came to her excited. "I'm entering the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. Will you help me again?" Panda doesn't have a clue why, but she would do anything for Xiaoyu. Brian Fury, a cyborg made by Dr. Abel. Brian entrusted Dr. Boskanovich with giving him a perfect body. However, Brian's body was too complex. He installed a perpetual generator instead. Brian yells, "Endless power? This is perfect!" Brian attacked the doctor and Manji clan members and left the lab in ruins. Brian learns of the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. He feels it's time for a real test of his new abilities. Heihachi Mishima, the head of the Mishima Zaibatsu, and the sponsor of the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. A squadron of jacks cornered Heihachi after his loss to Jin Kazama in Honmaru. At first, Heihachi and Kazuya fought the jacks together, but Kazuya fled, leaving Heihachi to battle the jacks alone. The fight would have killed an ordinary human, but Heihachi, no ordinary man, held off the jacks and survived the ambush. Someone has taken control of the Mishima Zaibatsu and opened the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. Heihachi prepares to fight again. "I don't know who's behind this, but the Mishima Zaibatsu is mine," says Heihachi. Kazuya Mishima, knocked unconscious by Jin in the Battle of Honmaru. As he came to, he was attacked by jacks. "Damn, are they after me too?" says Kazuya. For a while, Kazuya and Heihachi fought as father and son. But Devil Kazuya flew away, leaving Heihachi to die alone. Kazuya enters the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5 to make the traitors pay. Lee Chaolon, Heihachi's adopted son and Kazuya's rival. Lee faced Kazuya in the previous tournament. Surprised by Kazuya's existence, Lee lost his focus and the fight. With Heihachi's death, Lee planned to take the Zaibatsu, but he was too late. Lee mutters, "Kazuya's always getting in the way." One month later, the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5 is announced. Lee says, "Kazuya, this time I'll finish you. The Mishima Zaibatsu is mine." Steve Fox, a boxing prodigy striving to be the world champion. Steve entered the previous tournament to look into the mystery of his birth. Lei Wulong helped Steve discover that he was actually a creation of the Mishima Zaibatsu. Steve vowed revenge. Just then, Steve learned of the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. The world champion enters without a second thought. A determined Steve says, "The Mishima Zaibatsu will never make another monster like me." Craig Marduk, the once undefeated Vale Tudo fighter. Unable to accept his loss to King in the previous tournament, Marduk transformed himself into the ultimate weapon. One day, Marduk, in a black jaguar mask, beat everyone in the Vale Tudo tournament to a bloody pulp. "King, you're next." The stage is set for a rematch at the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. Mokujin, cut from a 2,000-year-old oak. Mokujin sprang to life 2 years ago when Jin fought Ogre. With Jin's win, Mokujin ceased to move, but he had a smile on his wooden face. Now, a powerful entity forces Mokujin to take action once again. Will Mokujin ever be free? Jack 5, a beloved weapon. Gunjack protected the physicist Jane when Tekken fighters attacked her inside Mishima Zaibatsu Heavy Industries. The next day, Jane was saved by a G Corporation freighter. She became an engineer for G Corporation, developing Jack 4 and its successor, Jack 5. They decided to use the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5 for field testing. Roger Jr., a transgenic military kangaroo. Kazuya and the Mishima Zaibatsu Labs created the first military animal, Roger. Roger lived in peace after the King of Iron Fist Tournament 2. But he was abducted one day, leaving behind his beloved wife and son. Roger Jr. enters the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5 to save his daddy. Tucked in Mama's pouch, he gets ready for a fight. Anna Williams, a woman who always fought with her sister Nina. Nina vanished a few years ago, and Anna felt something was missing in her life. Then she got a call from Nina. Anna met Nina a few days later, and the moment Nina saw her sister, shots were fired. The ensuing fight lasted for days. In the end, they agreed to settle things in the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. Anna screams, "That bitch! This time she's dead!" Wang Jinrei, a relentless merchant. Jinpachi, his childhood friend, once told Wang, "To preserve peace, I must put an end to the Mishima bloodline." These were Jinpachi's last words to him. Years after Wang heard of Jinpachi's death, he received an invitation to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. "I need your help. Come see me, Jinrei." The letter was signed Jinpachi Mishima. A confused Jinrei says, "What? Jinpachi is alive?" Wang enters the tournament to see if his long-lost friend still lives. Ganryu, the youngest sumo wrestler ever. Once Ganryu retired, he opened his own sumo stable to forget about his love, Michelle Chang. One day, while Ganryu was watching the previous tournament, he saw a girl just like his old love, Julia Chang. Julia was trying to reclaim her research on forests from the Mishima Zaibatsu. Then Ganryu learned of the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. Ganryu, filled with hope, says, "What a coincidence. Someone must like me up there. If I get the research files, I'll win the lovely Julia's heart." Ganryu, now 55, enters the tournament. Asuka Kazama. She was taught Kazama-style martial arts by her father. She was known as a nosy kid who liked to fix other people's problems, usually by knockout. Asuka came home one day to find that an unknown man had destroyed the dojo and put her father in the hospital. A detective from Hong Kong tells her the man will be in the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. This one's personal. Bruce Irvin, once a mercenary for Kazuya. Bruce left Kazuya's militia 21 years ago and wound up at a survival school. A few years later, he heard Kazuya died. Then, one day, he heard Kazuya fought in the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. He also learned that the Zaibatsu would soon hold the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. The seasoned veteran sensed something was going on behind the scenes. He wondered who or what it could be. "I need some action. Maybe I'll go have some fun with the Mishima Zaibatsu," says Bruce. Pek To-san, a master of Taekwondo. On his way home from training, Pek was attacked and knocked unconscious. He woke up in a military hospital. According to the defense minister, he had been in a coma for over a year. The minister asked Pek to help train soldiers, and he hesitantly accepted. A year later, Pek writes to Huaran, asking him to return to the military. Huaran goes with his mentor. Now, the two enter the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5 as master and pupil. When the devil Jin takes over Jin Kazama, Jinpachi was able to escape captivity as Honmaru fell. This triggered the evil that had been building up inside Jin. Two months later, evil has utterly consumed Jin's mind, and a deadly force has awakened. Codename Raven, a ruthless member of an international spy agency. Little is known about him other than the X on his face. On a mission to look into the Mishima Zaibatsu and G Corporation, he witnessed Heihachi Mishima swarmed by jacks. Later, he hears that someone would hold the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. Raven infiltrates the tournament to find out more. Feng Wei, a Chinese Kempo master, as a disciple of the God Fist style. By 20, he was the top student in his dojo. When his master scolded him for fighting outside the school, Feng killed him. To retrieve the secrets of God Fist scrolls stolen by the Mishimas, he joins the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5.